that we do in person, but let me give you some info before we do this thing online. And you're gonna just answer 3 simple questions with 2 triangles. So what do we mean by 2 triangles or more? When it's something like this, you know that in order to have 2 triangles, well, you need to be able to have 2 or 3 pieces of information. So we're looking for this one. On this one, you can see one triangle right here, and I only have one piece of information, really just the angles. I need at least one side. In order to be able to find one side, what are we gonna do? Well, I gotta figure something out. There's another triangle here, so then I can use this triangle to get me this piece of information that is shared, and then from this one, I go on it. Okay, so what are the steps for solving these questions? The first thing is you gotta label. You gotta label your triangles. And let's say we're gonna go, I don't know, A, B, C, and D. That's very non-imaginary. Without much imagination, usually I will put things that kind of make sense to the problem, but in this case, that's it. The next thing is to try to work backwards. And if you work backwards, you kind of plan your way. So I kind of did it before. I have this. I need another piece of information. I don't have enough. So maybe I can get this line right here, AC. And I can get AC by working out my triangle ABC. There's my plan. Okay. Now the next thing is to figure out, okay, angles. Let's look at this. When I say angle B, I'm pretty sure I mean this one. When I say angle A, which one do I mean? Do I mean this one or do I mean this one? Right? Or angle C, is it the 90 degrees or is it the other one? Angle D, pretty sure that's 40. So remember that if you are looking for something like this, it's like X, Y, Z, and let's say this is P. And if I want to find out this angle right here, I need to put a letter, that's letter D. The angle here is how I would draw it. I would say YDZ. So angle YDZ would be this one, because as I draw it, YDZ, I actually create it. If I'm looking for this angle right here, that would be PDZ or ZDP, right? So angle PDZ would be this one right here. Okay, we got it. So now the last thing is to state always what is it that you're looking for in each step, because it can get kind of confusing when I've been looking at things. And never call everything X. You can only have only one X in your diagram. So if you're looking for this angle and you call this X, and you're looking for this angle, you call that X, and you call this side and you call that X, it's very confusing. So stick to just like one name for each part. So let's see. We're going to solve for this, and which one am I going to use? Well, I got 2 sides to find, so I'm looking for now AC. Okay, to look for AC, I see that this is the hypotenuse, so I can say that AC squared is equal to 10 squared plus 8 squared. And I see that AC is the square root of, well, it's 164. And the square root of 164 is 12.81. Great. That's my first step. And it'd even be best if I just say 1, so the person following can see my steps. Number 2, now I have that this is 1281. That would be in meters. And I need to figure this out. So, okay, I need opposite. Here's opposite and hypotenuse. So that's sine. So I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to just write a second angle. I got opposite and hypotenuse. So I'm going to do sine of 40 is equal to opposite, which is 1281, divided by the unknown, which is AD. Solving for AD with the little trick that we have, diagonally across from AD is sine 40. That means that sine 40 is going to be dividing. So it's 12.81 divided by sine of 40. AD is equal to, and I didn't clear my number in the calculator, so I'm just going to say my answer divided by sine 40. 19.92. 19.92 meters. If there's a final answer, if there's a question that we need to answer, we're going to put a word answer on it. If not, that would be the end of it. Okay, and the 3 questions, I'll give you a PDF for this, but are going to be this one for Inspector Gadget, This one for wacky races. Make sure that you pay attention to this when they're talking about angle of depression. Remember that angle of depression is with respect to the horizontal. So angle of depression would be like right here, right? But as you know, the angle of depression is the same as the angle of elevation because of the Z pattern. But when talking about angle of depression, be careful to get the right one. And lastly, this one. Know that this angle and this angle are not the same. Sometimes students will say, oh, those are the same angle. No, no, no. Tom and the window have nothing to do with it. All right. Hope you have some fun.